How does Section 106, compliance, relate to Phase I archaeological surveys? Have you ever wondered how federal projects can impact archaeological sites? Today, we will discuss the connection between Section 106 compliance and Phase I archaeological surveys. This relationship is vital in protecting our cultural heritage. Section 106 compliance is part of the National Historic Preservation Act. It requires federal agencies to consider how their projects affect historic properties, including archaeological sites. A federal undertaking can be any project funded or approved by a federal agency that might impact these properties. When a federal project is proposed, agencies must make a reasonable effort to identify historic properties that could be affected. This is where Phase I archaeological surveys come into play. These surveys involve thorough background research and field investigations to locate archaeological sites within the project area. Many areas have not been surveyed before, making Phase I surveys essential for finding previously undocumented cultural resources. The results of Phase I surveys help determine if any identified archaeological sites are eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places. Only sites that meet the National Register criteria are considered historic properties under Section 106. If eligible archaeological sites are found, the federal agency must assess the potential adverse effects of the project on these sites. They must also consult with state historic preservation officers, tribal historic preservation officers, and other stakeholders to find ways to avoid or minimize those effects. Phase I surveys provide critical data that inform the Section 106 review process. This data helps agencies fulfill their responsibilities to protect archaeological resources during project planning and decision-making. While Section 106 compliance does not necessarily stop development, it ensures that archaeological resources are identified and considered, and that any impacts are managed responsibly. In practical terms, when a federal undertaking is proposed, such as construction or land development, a Phase I archaeological survey is often required. This survey is conducted by qualified cultural resource management professionals. They gather information through background research and fieldwork. The findings from the survey guide consultation and help determine if further investigation or mitigation is necessary. In summary, Section 106 compliance establishes the legal framework that requires Phase I archaeological surveys in federal projects. These surveys are the first step in identifying archaeological sites and informing preservation planning. This relationship ensures that archaeological heritage is considered in federal project planning and that cultural resources are managed with care.